Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with AFC Bournemouth, and we are still in charge. We are at the end of February. We've played 5 games in between matches. We've actually done alright in terms of results, but our manager performance is still an E, which is kind of bad. Also, in between episodes, the transfer window has ended. We have done some more business, so first, let's talk about the transfers. 4 more players have left the club. Brad Smith is the first one. We knew about this one anyway. Signing for Brentford for pennies. £475,000. Ethan Galbraith, the player that was released from Manchester United in the summer. My director of football, or whoever decided to sign him, has now sold him to Sheffield Wednesday for £14,000. Not a lot. 39. Ooh, 115 potentially. Aaron Ramsdale, our sub-goalkeeper, has also gone out on loan to Huddersfield for the rest of the season. He's played once in the Carabao Cup and conceded 4. That was for me, wasn't it? And the big one, for £37 million, Jefferson Lerma has gone to Tottenham Hotspur. He was unhappy at the club, so he has been moved on for a decent amount of money. This is not the last you'll hear of Jefferson Lerma, however. 2 more players have joined the club. First up, Australian midfielder Aaron Mui has signed from Huddersfield for £10 million. It's a lot of money. For me, to spend £10 million on a 30-year-old is a lot of money, but he gives us something different. And we've also gone and bought ourselves another right-back. Ruben Aguilar has signed from AS Monaco for £17 million. Basically, we've brought him in. He can play on both flanks, which is always handy. And because both of our 2 fullbacks, Mitchell Dix and, Kev, both out with broken parts of their legs. One's got a broken ankle, one's got a broken leg. So, yeah, we needed some more fullbacks. So that is the transfer business. In total, £229 million worth of players sold, and we've spent £170 million. Bournemouth will never do this in real life. Never in a million years. But we've done it, and we're trying to save our job. In between episodes then, we started off real bad against Arsenal. It was a 3-0 defeat. Kyle Walker, Nicolas Pepe and Granit Xhaka with the goals here. Kyle Walker weirdly playing for Arsenal. Against Everton, there were a total of 2 highlights in the entire match. It was a 0-0 draw, and then something happened in February, and we started playing well again. It was against Stoke, a 2-0 victory here, Phil Foden and Joshua Zirkzee with the goals. Then against Huddersfield, a 3-0 victory. Callum Wilson scoring his first goal in a very long time, in fact scoring twice, and Aaron Mui scoring against his former club as well. And then against Spurs, it was a 2-2 draw, and this is what I mean by we haven't heard the end of Jefferson Lerma. Literally everything Spurs did involved Jefferson Lerma. He scored twice. He scored the 91st minute equaliser and then got himself sent off. It was a 2-2 draw. We did not deserve to draw it. We were the better side, but unfortunately, Jefferson Lerma came back to haunt us. So league table-wise then, we're 13th place. Not bad, I'd say. We're doing alright. We are 9 points clear of 18th place Newcastle, so I'd say relegation right now is off the table. We're still a long way away from Europe, but let's face it, we're not really aiming for that now. What we are aiming for is to keep our job, and this is what's going wrong. Manager performance is an E. We've obviously failed Europa League and FA Cup. Disappointed about the top half finish. We're not going to get relegated, so I don't see why this is required. I feel like that's a bit excessive, but the problem is the match performance. We are going to hopefully start losing some of these really bad results here, and replace them with some of these really good results here. B-, C+, and an A-. A C+ for a 3-0 victory against Huddersfield I think is a little bit harsh. Match number 1 of the episode then, I would say is a winnable game. Up against Crystal Palace, who, yes, they're up in 7th place in the table, but they're in woeful form. They have lost to Wolves twice, Tottenham and Arsenal. I mean, we drew with Tottenham, we did lose to Arsenal, and then they've drawn with Watford. So I think we might be able to pick some points up here. The starting lineup we're going to go for then. In goal will be Jack Butland. A back 4 of Ruben Aguilar, Rob Holding, Luis Abram and Casper De Norre. A back 4 it's a bit of a mess. I really want to try and have a solid back 4 that never really changes. So far, we're just constantly doing rotation. And I mentioned a few episodes ago that I don't want to do that. We haven't changed. The defensive midfielder is going to be Calvin Phillips, Aaron Mui, Mikel Cuisance and Phil Foden round off the diamond, with Callum Wilson and Joshua Zirkzee as our strikers. If we can make it to the end of the season, I will say that this has not been a failure. It's definitely not been a success, but it's also not been a failure. 10 minutes on the clock, Luis Abram has picked up a yellow card. Adama Traore with a throw for Crystal Palace to Ayew. Not sure what Ayew is. He's ran inside, managed to get some space, gets his shot away, but Jack Butland can hold on to it. Another throw-in for Adama Traore on the right-hand side. Ayew once again gets round his man, plays it back to Traore. Cross in, Casper Denor heads clear, and now we can potentially break with Callum Wilson. He's running towards the halfway line, gets tackled by Ward, and now Catrone with the ball. Where's he going to go? Plays it back to Riedwald. Riedwald is going to get round his man, tries to play it across, finds Bazoa. Now Traore, back to Bazoa. The right back's making a good run. He's probably going to get it any second now. Traore once again. Now Joel Ward. I think it's Joel Ward, isn't it? Back to Adama Traore. Loses out to Mikel Cuisance. Wilson plays the ball forward. Finds Joshua Zirkzee, the Dutch striker. Back to Casper Denor. He's going to run inside. He's going to keep going, isn't he? Casper Denor, the inverted fullback, goes for goal himself. Why is he going for goal? Into the final 10 minutes of the first half, it's not been the most exciting game of football. Casper Denor with a throw. Ward heads clear, only as far as Calvin Phillips. Phillips plays inside, but he didn't hit the ball hard enough, basically. That's all it was. Did not hit the ball hard enough. Ayew, misplaced pass now to Callum Wilson. Is he going to manage to get forward? Phil Foden. Can he play a little through ball? He's going to go it alone, isn't he? Phil Foden goes it alone. Why is he constantly doing that? I say constantly, he's done it twice. Cuisance with a corner. We've got a minute to play of the first half. Towards Wilson, and Gayata has held on to Callum Wilson's headed effort. Half-time then, we have been the better side, but we have not capitalised on all the shots that we are taking, and they're all coming from the wrong players. They're coming from the wrong players. Aaron Murray looks stressed. Well, you're the worst performer on the pitch, mate. I'm not going to lie, Aaron Murray might have been a bit of a panic, okay? It might have been a panic buy. Corner for Palace. Meyer takes it towards the back post. Ayew's there, hits the bar. It comes back out. Casper Denor with a great sliding tackle. Traore, get tackled by Casper Denor, please. Crosses in instead. Ayew's header goes wide of the mark. It is going to be a goal kick. Right, we're having some problems in midfield. Murray's coming off for Willock. We're going to do Phillips off for Fofana. Hopefully, that's going to kind of solidify a little bit. Rob Holding also not playing well on a 6.5. Throw in for Riedwald for Palace. Crotone back to Riedwald. I say Crotone. Catrone? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Adama Traore on the right-hand side comes into the area. He's going to keep going. Plays it across. And Jordan Ayew's effort, it wasn't Ayew actually, it was Luis Abram, hits the ball wide for a corner. Corner for Meyer to take. It's towards the middle. Holding heads clear. Camarasa. Now Adama Traore back to Maximilian Meyer. Plays the ball across. Luis Abram kicks it straight into somebody. And someone was offside. Fair enough. Do a get creative. We've got a corner. Cuisance takes it. It's towards Rob bloody Holding. Rob Holding has scored his first goal for the club. We are 1-0 up against Crystal Palace. This is what we need. This is exactly what we need. We need good performances. We need to start winning some games. And then we'll be fine. Then we'll be fine. We'll be here next season. We'll be laughing. Got one more substitution to use. I don't know whether to use it to go defensive, although every time I've done that, we've seemed to balls up. So maybe we just keep on the front foot. Cuisance with a free kick with 10 minutes to play towards the back. Abram's there. He's not going to get it. Phil Foden, though. The Manchester City loanee. Back to Luis Abram, the central defender. Why did Phil Foden think the best option there was to pass it to a central defender? Adama Traore is around the length of the pitch, loses out to Seko Fofana, who smashes the ball forward. Foden, once again, probably going to pass it to Luis Abram. He's just going to run all the way, isn't he? He's going to George Weah it. Stops instead, plays it to Casper Denor. Denor across to Ruben Aguilar. First time we've seen him all game. Is he going to cross it in? He gets tackled, keeps hold of the ball, crosses in. Zirkzee's there. Wilson's going to get the rebound. Zirkzee once again. We are 2-0 up against Crystal Palace with 10 minutes to play. Things have turned around. Things have actually turned around. It's just January. January was just a bad month for us. Corner for Palace with 5 minutes to go. Comes in, cleared by Fofana. Adama Traore, though, gets it back, crosses in. Benteke's hit the post. It's in the back of the net. They're going to equalise. They're going to equalise because what's going to happen is we are going to crumble and we're going to concede another late goal. Right, we need to do a change. We're going to do Casper Denor off because he's tired. We have no options. Great. Steve Cook's come on. Ruben Aguilar's gone off to the left back. We're going to have to be... Can we, when we are out of possession... Can we be extremely more defensive? I don't know. I want to just shut up shop if I can. You wait, they're going to score a goal, aren't they? Cuisance with a free kick. We've got 2 minutes of normal time. The Frenchman steps up. Is it going to go onto somebody's head? Or is he going to take it at all? Who knows? He might just stand here forever. He finally takes the free kick. It's towards the back post. Zirkzee's there. And Joshua bloody Zirkzee has made it 3-1 with a minute and a half left of normal time to play. We are picking up 3 points against Palace. We are picking up 3 points against Palace. I love this new match engine. I mean, last episode I hated it. This match, great. 3-1 now. I think the board is still going to be annoyed, despite the fact that we won. We should win, there we go. But we didn't play possession football, 47% possession. That's one of the things that they are constantly moaning about, is we're not playing possession football. We just won 3-1. Shut your mouth, board. 5 matches unbeaten. 5 matches. We've only conceded 3 in those 5 matches, and 2 of them were against Spurs. 5 matches unbeaten. Club vision. Have we improved? C-. Oh my word, it's a C-. We're doing it. We're actually doing it. Match performance is gone to a D now. How is that just a C+? I mean, I feel like the board is really harsh on us. That's a C+. We get an F for a 1-1 draw against Southampton, and a C- for a 3-0 defeat against Arsenal. I don't understand. League table-wise then, we are now 12 points clear of 18th place Newcastle because they lost to Brighton. I think we're safe. I don't think we're getting relegated, which I'm not quite sure why that was even a target for me, to not get relegated. We were supposed to be finishing top half. We're not going to be getting relegated. We need to get 5 more points from the last 9 games? 10 games? Some games. 10 games. Up next then, we're going to go forward into March and a match up against West Ham United. And then we're probably on the run into the end of the season. If we can get another victory here, that's going to be ridiculous. February, not long enough for my liking. I want another game in February. Maybe we could have won 4 out of 5 games. I know it's not technically an award, but I'm claiming this as a victory for us. 2 players in the Young Player of the Month. Matteo Guendouzi, obviously not ours, but Joshua Zirkzee, 2nd place. Mikel Cuisance, not even sure how that happened, as the 3rd place. And then we are 2nd place, Manager of the Month. 2nd place? I should have won that. They played 3 games against 3 mid-table sides. We played 4 games, one of them against Spurs, one against Palace. We should have won that. That's just harsh. Match number 2 then of the episode, up against 10th place West Ham. Now, looking at the league table, if we manage to pick up 3 points here, and there's a big enough swing in goal difference, we could actually move ahead of West Ham. We could move ahead of Chelsea. We could move ahead of Southampton as well. We could actually be in the top half of the table by the end of this episode if results go our way. The starting lineup we're going to go for then is going to be unchanged. Butland in goal, Aguilar, not sure. Rob Holding, Luis Abraham and Casper Denor at the back. Phillips, Murray, Cuisance and Foden as the midfield, with Wilson and Joshua Zirkzee as the striker. Striker, plural, strikers, there's 2 of them. And on the bench, we have a youngster who we signed in January, Arjan van der Berg, the striker. He's been playing for the under-19s, or under-18s, whatever. They are under-18s, aren't they? He's not stopped scoring. I know it's only under-18s football. He's not scored for the under-23s yet, but I'm thinking, let's give him a go. I'm pretty sure we've played West Ham on camera before, and I'm pretty sure it didn't go too well. That wasn't the best team talk, Jason Tyndall, but it's better than what I would have done. I probably would have pissed everybody off. I'm hoping we've turned a corner. I'm really hoping we've turned a corner in terms of performances, things like that. Our strikers are scoring goals. Our defence are actually doing a half-decent job at the moment. Butland, on occasion, is playing absolute world class. The problem we have is our midfield isn't actually up to par. Well, half hour in and nothing. Just nothing at all. Nothing at all to speak about. Phillips with a free kick for us. Rob Holding is there, and Rob Holding's made it 2-2. It's 39 minutes on the clock. We are 1-0 up against West Ham. A Calvin Phillips assist for a Rob Holding header at the back post. We are winning against West Ham. We're the best team in the world. That goal moves us up to 12th in the table. Free kick for West Ham. It's headed clear. Calvin Phillips with the ball in his own penalty area. Forward to Phil Foden. Are we going to get a counter-attack? He's going to keep running. Plays it off to the left to a Casper Denor, the left back. He's going to keep going. He's gone for a shot. Why have you gone for a shot, Casper? Half-time, we are 1-0 up against West Ham. We are struggling with the old possession football, but we are still winning. Casper Denor's on a 6.3. He's coming off. Casper Denor is one of those players where he's probably getting paid. He's definitely getting paid too much money. Probably don't need him anyway. We've got better options. But he just kind of keeps finding his way into the squad. Almost at the hour mark. Second half has been exciting as the first half. West Ham doing all of the work in terms of shots, but still not really getting any highlights. Calvin Phillips is booked, I think. Yes, he is booked. It's a free kick for West Ham. Andreas Pereira steps up to take it. What a curling effort that was. Jack Butland decides to save it despite the fact that it was actually going wide. It's a corner. Pereira goes over to take the corner as well. It is towards the back post. Header clear from Calvin Phillips. Balbuena for West Ham. Plays it forward, but the highlight does end. Right, let's do a change. Murray's coming off again for Willock. Phillips is playing well this time. Do we do Cuisance off? We do. We're going to do Fofana coming on for Cuisance. So no debut today then for the young Dutch striker Van der Berg. Corner for West Ham. Pereira takes it. 15 minutes left to play. Sebastian Haller is there. It's 1-1. To be fair, West Ham have deserved this. They've been much better than us. They've had a lot of chances. They just haven't actually had any highlights. So, that was their 25th shot and they finally scored. I'm going to say get creative again. Ruben Aguilar with the throw. We've got 10 minutes to play. Phil Foden deep in their half. Plays it across to Joshua Zirkzee in the area. Has a shot. Ruben Aguilar goes for goal as well. He's hit the underside of the bar. Steve Cook now plays it across. That was the time where you wanted him to shoot, I think. Almost in the final 5 minutes. A corner for West Ham. It's gone all the way through. And seriously, game, how have you not touched the ball there? Steve Cook, that just rolled past your foot. That is literally, children would have saved that. Literal children. Corner comes in, goes all the way through. Haller, it actually hits Steve Cook. He just wasn't paying attention. Well, I'm hoping this isn't going to be a match that costs us our job, because I think we've turned the corner. We're just doing not very well in this match. Full time then, it's a 2-1 defeat, and in fact, we got battered, didn't we? We got absolutely battered. We're going to give them an angry team talk, because that is not a good result. And let's hope that we don't get sacked. Seriously? We've just been 5 games undefeated and now you want to have a chat. We're not happy with your current performance and are considering your position at the club. We would like to know why you think the team has performed so badly. This makes no sense. This makes literal sense, no sense at all. If we look at this one, I think it looks worse than it is. We've played really well, but the form table doesn't show that. No, the form table does show that. We've not lost. We've lost 1 in the last 6 games. How does the form table not show that? Been really unlucky with injury. Literally none of these actually make sense. I'm going to go with the form table one. Unfortunately, we need to see tangible proof of that in the table. We are mid-table. We are a mid-table side in the Premier League. What more do you want? I feel like we could be getting sacked here. I want to say this one. The last thing the club needs is more upheaval. We're doing it. Oh my word, it worked. We agree the club has made too many rash decisions and a period of stability is needed. The club's had Eddie Howe in charge for 46 years. They've made no rash decisions at all. So have we actually saved our job? I mean, assuming that's not like a permanent thing, but that sounds like we've saved our job. For now. The match performance has gone up to a D because we've lost one of the Fs. If we do alright in our next match against Chelsea, which might be a little bit tough, we should get rid of an F, maybe replace it with a D. Replacing an F with a D is actually an improvement. Overall, I'd say this isn't too bad. It's not good, by all means. It's definitely not good, but it's not the end of the world. Club vision and matches is what's really hampering us, and 2 of them we can never fix. We can't suddenly get back into Europe or suddenly get back into the FA Cup, so they are constantly on our permanent record. We can fix the top half, we can possibly fix the possession football as well, but I don't know how we do it. That's going to do it then for this episode. If we look at the league table quickly, just to remind you, 13th place in the table. We are 11 points clear of 18th place Newcastle. Next episode, I'm not sure where we're going to go. I think we are probably still going to be in charge come the end of the season. Next episode, we might go Leeds and Watford. 2 more games that we can win. We're not going to play the Chelsea, Liverpool and Wolves games. Wolves are 4th. Fair play to Wolves. We're probably going to lose all 3 of them. We might be back sooner. Who knows? Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2020. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next time where I'm still going to be manager of AFC Bournemouth, and I honestly have no idea how I've done it.